welcome back to the Walk Cook Walk outdoor cooking channel. It's a bit dreary today. There's like a constant drizzle coming down. It's meant to get a bit worse, and apparently we've got some thunder coming in later, which will be cool. But I'll be back home by then, so we'll be a eat. I certainly wouldn't be going into the woods if there was going to be thunder and lightning, because that would not be a wise idea, really. Look at this mess that people have left. Look, just dumped. It's disgusting. I haven't got anything to pick it up with. I might have to come back with a bag and get rid of it. So today I'm going to be cooking some pancakes. Nice fluffy pancakes. I know it's not pancake day, but it's something I've been wanting to do for ages, and I got some bacon I need to use up with some maple syrup. It's going to be lovely, lovely jubbly. The plan is to go to the bench, which is where I've been sitting the last couple of Wednesdays. I just like it there, to be honest. You know, hopefully I'll be able to set the tarp up above it. If I can't, we're going to go further into the woods to the place where I think it's where I did the first wet one. And I cooked a smoky meatball stew, if I remember. But that was a packet mix. It wasn't actually my own recipe. But we've got a bit of a walk ahead of us. Just good to get out and, you know, just be outdoors. Even if it is raining, it's necessary, I think, whichever way you look at it. Now, the fields are absolutely sodden. It's really bad at the moment around here, but we do have a lot of clay soil wise, so it just sits on top of it. It really doesn't drain through all that well, and we've got nothing but rain on the way as well, so there's more of the same to come. But you know, it is February. It's kind of to be expected. We're still in winter in the UK, so. But anyway, we're heading over. Well, let me see if I can see it. Over here, I think. At least I think that's where we're heading. I've got my waterproof on, although, I mean, it's going to fend off this ever so slight dampness, but I do need to, like, I think either reproof this, which I have tried and it didn't work. I don't know why. So I put some spray stuff on that you put on tents, and that seemed to give it a little bit of waterproofness again, but I think I need to do it properly in a bucket instead of in a machine, because the machines have always got residue from detergents and stuff like that, so you kind of never really getting rid of it. I mean, look at this, on this path, look, it's actually flowing down it. The rain, let it focus in. It's actually got a bit of flow on the go. So it's coming down the hill, round the corner. It's got nowhere to go. It can't be soaked up, so it's just the way it is. But anyway, I'm going to get to the top of this hill because I don't really record a great deal of the journey on a Wednesday. It's more about the peace and quiet and the chilling outdoors. Oh shit, I forgot my book. That's what I was meant to do. Oh well, I've got another video I can edit, so I'll just do that instead. As you can see, it's extremely wet. So I'm going to get up this hill and I'll bring you back at the top. Whoa, so I'm at the top of the hill, and even without talking all the way through walking up it, it still gets me every time. So when I was putting my boots on to come out, there's a flipping slug on my boot. Obviously from when I was out at the weekend with my boots on. Strange. There's this tiny little slug just there, like, hi. I I just let him out in the garden, let him go eat some greenery. So one of the main reasons I do this is I need the exercise, and I find having that goal in between the exercise to go and actually do something moderately fun, like cook something or have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or anything like that, I find personally, for me, that it really helps boost morale to get it done, to actually load up the backpack with all the shite that I don't need to carry but bring anyway. You know, I personally, for me, it helps me get out the door and do this. Otherwise, I'd probably just go for a much shorter walk. Now, this loop is probably about 4.5 miles. I may even add to it, depending on what the weather does. Right now, it's stopped raining, which is nice. There's still an ever so slight drizzle, but it's not coming down all that bad at all. But yeah, we're not for that far away now. Gonna bring you back when we're there, and we're gonna sort some flipping pancakes out. Now, full disclosure, I did practice this yesterday. I made sure that the batter was good. Tested it on the kids. They're all still alive, so and they enjoyed it. So it's an absolute win. Yeah, and they used up the batter from last night, so I could then make the fresh one today, right in front of you. So you can see how it's done. I'll share the recipe. And yeah, it's pretty simple stuff, really. It's just a pancake. Now, normally you get the thin, long and thin pancakes, don't you? Which we have on like Pancake Day. But this isn't a normal pancake. This is like a kind of like a Scotch pancake, where they're small and fluffy. That's what we're going for. So let's see what we can't do. So now I can imagine that this path leading up to the woods that way is absolutely tragically sodden. Yep, it's literally got a river coming down it. Or a stream. I think a river's a bit dramatic. But yeah, that path's going to be horrendous. So we're not going that way. It does all drain into the ditches and around here, but you know, like in the side of the fields and stuff, but it just doesn't drain very well. And it covers the path until it finds its way. And as you can see, that's literally a stream of moving water. But water finds a way, doesn't it? As do we. Find a way to make excuses to get outside. I never really knew how much I needed to be outside until I did it that one day, that first time. And it wasn't even on YouTube. I just went and did it. And a mate of mine, he was like, why don't you start up another channel? I was like, yeah, I could do, man, see if people like it. You know, and I liked it. So then I started coming out on Wednesdays as well, just for a quick one and a coffee. Like, no beer. It's Wednesday, you know, behave yourself. But yeah, it's just good to get out, man. Okay, I do the same walks over and over again because as a carer, I can't go too far. My daughter's at school and I am her number one. Oh, look, I think these are called snowdrops. Can we get them? Yeah, look at them, look. I'm coming up. Very nice. A sign of things to come. Won't be long until we're all complaining about being too bloody hot in the UK. Now me, I struggle. I struggle in the summer. I love the winter. Okay, I get a little bit cold hands with Raynaud's disease. But it's one of those things, you know, you just got to grin and bear it. I wear shorts most of the year. Now, there's been a couple of times where I've put trousers on. Back in shorts today, of course. It's pretty mild. It's not even that cold. I'll probably cool down a bit when I stop, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. And very soon, we're going to be passing the bench. the magnificent bench. Look at it in all its sodden glory. So we're going to see if we can set a tarp up there. I don't think we're going to. Looking at that, the branches aren't far enough apart for a tarp. We'll go and have a look. We might have to do it somewhere else, off a different tree. I have brought a stool, just in case that was the case. And if the weather was absolutely torrential, I had the plan to go somewhere else. But that's going to be like an extreme plan B. The weather's going to have to be extremely turbulent for me to go there, because it's literally under a motorway bridge. I used to sit there with a friend years and years ago. I'm going this way, dude. Do you want to go before me?
Yeah, you go quicker.
All right, mate. Yeah, you got to get all them through the gap. Cheers, buddy. So yeah, under a motorway bridge. Used to sit under there with a mate, just having a couple of beers, couple of cigarettes. It was like a kind of escape away from it all, because no one bothered you. No one saw you. The drivers were always too busy, you know. Many years ago that was. So, oh, it looks like there's tyre tracks on here, like some vehicles have been up here, which is strange. Need to tighten that nut on the end of that. It doesn't seem to be doing very well for me. Right. Let me go and investigate over there, see if we can sort of figure something out. And I'll pop you guys down here on the selfie stick. Gimbal, gimpball, whatever you want to call it. I can't see from there. Yeah, we're all right. I just want to go check to see whether I can set up before I try and lumber over. No, there's a couple of low branches that kind of stop me from setting it up here. And we are due rain, so I'm not going to risk it. Which is a shame. I did want to sit there because I do like it. But if you can't, you can't, you know? That's just the way it goes. Because the tarp itself is too wide for that particular spot. Dog's eating something, dude shouting at him. I'm wondering whether we can come off this tree, find a stick, to hold the other side up with and just peg out the sides. Here's me talking and you can't even see because I'm still pointing over there. So I'm thinking about coming off this tree out, holding the other side up with a stick, probably about here, because there's plenty of room to do it. Or do I just go to the place that I had selected as plan B if the weather wasn't too bad? Actually in the woods. I think I'm going to do that. I think we're going to go actually into the woods. Yeah, we'll do that. I like it. It is a shame because that bench I made is pretty cool. There's a nice little view during the winter. You can see out over towards Clifton Way. But yeah, we'll just head up this way. I'm using part of the Trangia Mini today. Only the stand and a burner. Oh crap, this is proper sloppy. And I can smell a fresh dog turd as well. So I've got to keep my wits about me, on my life. This is gloopy. Better get on the grass. Right, I'll bring you back when I'm up the top of this hill. But then again, I'll keep it rolling and just cut out the hill if I don't fall over, because there's a possibility that I could. Well, I didn't fall over, so all that got cut out. I went to explore a little bit of a track that I could see leading off, but there was nothing there. Just an old metal fence and a big brick wall. Now, I'm assuming the wall was part of the foundation of the manor house that used to be up here many, many moons ago. I'll get some hills in, ready for, oh my gosh, literally like the second my foot hits the ground it's going sideways. Yeah, ready for the Peak District walk for charity that me and my mate Reg are doing. Bit of a holly to the eye nearly. Let me show you what I got. I mean, that corner looks pretty cool, doesn't it? You could literally just set up a tarp from that corner down. But this is on a extremely walked dog route. You'd just be inundated. I mean, even with the rain, it doesn't tend to stop people using the route. But the place where I'm going, the route kind of stops. So no one really ventures down that way too much. Oh, we've got some, probably going to be bluebells. We do call this Bluebell Woods, but I'm sure everyone's got a woodland near them that they call Bluebell Woods. This is our Bluebell Woods. Oh, some more there, look, coming up. This is absolutely sloppy Joe, man. Slop fest. There is literally no grip, no purchase whatsoever. It's an absolute bog. Kind of regret my decision. I should have just hung it off that tree down there. But it's only a bit of mud, isn't it? And look, more snowdrops. So I've just realised I can kind of move the motor so it doesn't lean over so much, which stops it from flopping over. Now normally this is all high with bracken and bramble and stuff like that, but because obviously everything's died off over the winter in the colder months, it's all buggered off now. Nearly there now. Only a little bit further than where we were. Couple more steps, never hurt anyone, did it? And unless you're going over the edge of a cliff, then yeah, you're pretty screwed. Because that's gonna hurt. Tempted to go up there, see what I may see. I think I've seen people come down that way. Kind of want to know what's up there. Let's go and explore. Where I'm going, literally just there. That turn off there. Now it kind of just ends. Yeah, it just ends. There's nothing here really. Now there was a structure that I wanted to get through, further down there. I believe it's still there, but I couldn't get to it when I wanted to. So might come at the weekend and have a butcher's at trying not to split me difference. Nearly did the splits there. Oh, we've got a branch down. Ooh, nearly lost the back of my feet. Oh my gosh. Right, here we are. My palace. I just tuck in behind these in between these three trees here. Get the tarp going across here. Sorted. This is the part I was telling you about that kind of just goes nowhere. So it goes from a path into an animal run and then leads nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Probably could get over that way. Step over the thing, but it does look like there's a fence up there actually. So yeah, probably best not to. Otherwise it's just an extra trek for nada. Right, let's go back a couple of steps and let's get set up here, look. Well, I got that set up in time. We've got a bit of rain coming in now, as was expected. It's not all that heavy yet, but it did say, like, you know, 80% rain all day, minimum. Might even clean some of the dirt off my tarp. So it didn't get set up properly because I tried to do it a bit of a different way. I think it's a little bit too far over to the left there. So I've had to kind of like peg that out and push it against the tree, but it's all right. The bag's stopping it from moving. It'll do, Rodney. It'll do. We're going to finish getting set up. Get all the kit out. All that jazzeroo. On the assumption that that is in frame and we're all right. Sort of, yep. That's just about right. Oh, I might need to drop it down a little bit, but I can't really go any further back because it drops backwards. And I don't want to fall backwards. Let's get all of our stuff out then. I didn't bring my table, which I'm a bit gutted about actually, because I really should have. Thinking I was going to the spot there, but I couldn't put the tarp up, so yeah. If you ain't got a tarp in the rain, there's no point in cooking, is there? You're not going to be having much fun. You need shelter. It's important. So we're going to make a pancake mix. And I'm going to show you how you do it. To make the fluffiest, nicest, loveliest, tastiest pancakes you have ever seen in your life. Oh, hell no. You're going to get some standard pancakes that are probably going to be burnt. And you're going to like it. The only problem with not having the table is I've got nothing to put everything on and everything's going to get muddy because the ground is so sodden. So sodden. But anyway, we're here, we're doing it. I'm going to take this jacket off, you know. Just feel like I'm sticking to it. And it's not wet. Oh, I love a tarp. They're a blessing. I'll have to get the new one out soon. I want the weather to be better though, so I don't get it all trashed before I've even got a chance to use it. I don't want to bring it out just to see it and it end up getting knackered up, you know. eBay, stop reminding me about more Trangia stuff. It's not good. I've got a charger there just in case. I've got my spoon. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? I didn't bring something to mix the ingredients with. So I'm hoping, with a bit of luck, I might be able to wing it in the actual container that I'm going to be putting it in. I wing it a lot. I remembered water as well. Very important. And a bit of a twist. I'm going to be putting chipotle flakes in. Just because I can. And yeah, it could be really nice. I think the sweet and spice of it sounds really, really good. The smokiness of the chipotle could be fire, guys. It could be like the start of a new trend. I bought a full-blown spatula because you need a proper spatula. You can't be not being spatulaed. What we got in here? There's nothing else that I need really. As I say, I have practiced this. I'm not running in blind. I've got 2 grabbers today because I always forget one. Oh, I've got 3 flipping doofers as well. Shouldn't really need all them though. I'll bring the spare one out so that we've got it to hand. That'll keep that from flapping in the wind. It is pegged down here, but it's just not all that great in that corner. It does restrict where I can go as well. But I'm staying dry, and that's what bloody matters. I'm hoping I'm going to get away with not having to use the windshield. It seems like there's a bit of a breeze, because the Mini is just shy. In respects of being able to withstand wind, slightest breeze, and you bloody flames like all the way over there. Keep the simmer rings handy because we're going to need them. Let's top this up with a bit of gas. Bit of gas? Bit of fuel. Did I bring the fuel? Yes. I thought I'd brought the fuel. It was nearly another screw up. Oh yeah, that last episode, man, that was madness. Forgot so many things. Forgot stuff, yeah, just it went tits up. But it goes like that sometimes. You can't win them all. You can certainly try, and you can certainly believe that you can win them all. But the reality is, you know, if you do something so many times, the chances are it's going to screw up eventually. You know? Which it did. But I just had steak and asparagus instead, and it was okay. Was it what I wanted? No, it wasn't, but it was okay. Is what it was. Right, let's measure out water for a coffee. Because then we don't waste water. Which I didn't do the last couple of times. And I should have. Simply because otherwise I end up putting more water in than I need. It then takes longer to boil than it should. So I haven't brought the whole Mini with me today. I'm just using a T27 kettle. The base of the Mini. And I'm using the fry pan of a 25 just because it's got the size that I need. I'm going to be doing the pancakes first, even though they're going to go cold, simply because the bacon's going to take a while and I don't want the fat from the bacon to be cooking in the pancakes, because I think I googled it last night. Why can't I'll have a drink of this actually while we wait for that to come up. Why do I see people cooking pancakes without any fat or oil? And it said it's because non-stick these days is adequate enough to make sure people don't need to use it, because and then it gives it a nice golden brown all around. So I tried it last night with a frying pan that's non-stick, and lo and behold, it bloody worked. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. I did bring an extra plate just to I don't know, why did I bring an extra plate? I bought a chopping board, don't know why. Oh, I didn't clean that very well again. I think this non-stick's like actually stained. I'm pretty sure I had a good go at cleaning that. clean my top, please. Yeah, pancakes. While that's on the go, we can start mixing the dry ingredients together. So I've got 1 cup of flour. Ta-da! I have got some sugar, which I need 2 tablespoons of. What on earth is that in there? I don't even know what that was. Oh, it might have been a bit of coffee, actually. If you don't have coffee granules in your sugar bowl, we cannot be friends. You need to resubmit your friendship request. Because, yeah, I always have them in there. Even though I try not to. I use separate spoons somehow. Somehow it just gets in there like that. We've got a tablespoon, no, we've got a teaspoon of baking powder. Or was it 2? I don't know. I'll leave the recipe that I did yesterday in the description so you can see. Like so. Now, for this recipe, you're supposed to use something called buttermilk. Now, we can't really get buttermilk in the UK, so I looked up a substitute for buttermilk and I figured out a way of doing it. What you do is you get your milk, you add some acid like lemon juice or vinegar. I opted for lemon juice because lemon you can kind of mask with sugar. I don't think vinegar in anything like that is going to be too nice. It sort of makes it curdle, thickens it back up, allows you to make a really nice buttermilk or a buttermilk substitute. So we've got a baking powder, we've got 1 coffee granule, which we'll remove. That little breeze, it's all it takes is to just make it a pain in the arse. You need to go for efficiency. I'll do it like that so you guys can sort of still see what I'm doing. Kind of. And let's get us a coffee bag on the go. So yeah, 1 cup of milk. And we're going to add a small amount of lemon juice to it, which I've got here. Probably going to use about half of that and see what it does. It's quite effective at doing it. It certainly works. Let's keep the butter available because we need 2 tablespoons of butter melted, and then we mix that in and then we fold it all in together. Now this is why I've brought this. It's an old Huel nutrition container. Mainly I was going to use it to mix it, but the tip is not to mix it all extremely well, and then this is what gives you that light fluffiness. You know, sometimes I yak on like I know what I'm on about. What's going on here? What's happened? I seem to have gone extremely saggy. Right, you're going to have to bear with me. I'm going to have to sort this out and remove this fire away from this tarp before it falls on me. So we're out in the open now. Why has that done that? I think it's because I haven't done a proper knot on this. Everything else looks pretty secure. All I did was tie it to the bit that's obviously slackened off. I'm getting wet. Should have done it properly really, but having your tarp fall on a flame isn't a good idea. So what an absolute dick move to not undo this properly and tie an actual knot instead of just leaving it with all the loop shit. That's my bad. I take full responsibility for that. But it's all tied in an horrible knot. So you just have to bear with me a little longer. I'm actually going to go put that back on the fire while this flaps around, because it might as well be heating up what I've got. I'll pop this over here so you can see what I'm doing, instead of me just being in the background making no sense whatsoever. Pop that on there. Hopefully it doesn't fall. All my stuff's getting wet. So basically, I didn't peg this side out properly. I didn't undo this knot that I tied it with. And yeah, because I did a half-assed job on it, I'm now out in the rain getting wet, trying to sort it out to make sure that it's properly sorted out this time, or we're going to be back in the same position. Getting wet, man. Right, let's tie it off here, and that'll do for now. Oh, here we are. Let's get this back under there. Yeah, that could have been bad, you know. That could have been very bad. Lesson learned. Most definitely. Because if that had have come down, it would have gone up very, very quickly. And I would not have been able to do anything about it apart from get out of the way. Really. Which isn't the best. Right. Now I've got water in my fry pan. So yeah, mix in your dry ingredients, which is your baking powder, your sugar, and your plain flour. Now some people put salt in. Now I don't feel the need. The butter that I'm using is slightly salted, so I thought that that'll be enough. And they tasted fine yesterday. So yeah, I win. I think that's good enough for me, you know. I don't have it right to the boil because I like to be able to drink it really, really quickly. Or sooner rather than later, so to speak. Right. Okie dokie artichoke. We can just knock that off to save a bit of gas. Why do I say gas? It's not gas. It's fuel. Coffee's on. Let's give that a dunk. Let it go underneath the water a bit. We need to... You know what? I could have done with an extra container. Because what I need to do... Damn it. Unless I can beat the egg in here. Because I need to put the milk into a container to add the acid to it. Everything's a tool. Yeah, we'll get away with doing that there. Just like that. Wipe it on the trousers because we don't care. Beat your egg. You don't need to go to town with it. The littler you do it, the better they're going to be. I don't know why it works, but it works. So that can go on there now because that's got raw egg in. And this milk's been measured. This is 1 cup of milk. Let's put it down here. Can you see what I'm doing? Sort of. Milk goes in there. This is why we needed the other container, because this takes about 5 minutes to actually curdle. In with half of the lemon juice. Now we're going to get our spoon and we're just going to mix that in. And it didn't work today. Damn it. Put it all in. Put it all in and panic. Just going to mix that up. And leave that for a minute or two. We'll rinse off this spoon just in case we need it for anything. Even though it's just had milk on, it's not going to harm anything, is it? But you never know. Rinse that off because it's had egg on. And I'm going to be eating with that. Oh, I love being under a tarp in the rain. There's nothing quite like it. Set an alarm for 5 minutes. And while we're at it, let's pause the walk. Come on, just load. No, I don't want that alarm. I want that alarm. And we'll continue to concentrate on the coffee. And that should be doing its thing. If it doesn't, we're a little bit screwed, but I'm sure it's going to be okay. I have faith, though many don't. So I'm still open to challenges. I'm going to be doing Island Jason's challenge towards the end of the month, so probably not this weekend coming, the weekend coming after, because the piece of beef that I've got to buy is rather expensive. So I have actually tested it and done a test run. Obviously, I'm not just going to run into doing a Wellington. It tasted great, right? But it just looked like it had been in a car crash. So we're not going to be going for visuals. We're going to be going for, am I able to cook it outdoors? What is going on? What's going on? I'm being inundated. Go away. Don't wet my microphone. Do they need to be pulled out a bit? Looks like it, doesn't it? Right, well, we've got no flame on at the moment, so let's get that done. Oh, I've got to go round. I've blocked myself off. Woo! Is that better? I think it is. Oh. I keep going out and then I'm getting wet and then I'm like sat here wet. I'm like, damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Slight adjustment. No. It's not the best, is it? Oh. Anyway, back to the coffee. A bit of milk in there. There you go, look, coffee granule in the sugar. That's how we roll. Coffee drinkers know. Might have just put a bit too much sugar in that one, and I won't have enough for the next. Or I'll have less for the next. I will have enough because I'll just make do with whatever I've got. Which I'm good at. I'm good at making do. You know? let's pour that under there so it's not getting soaked. Test this coffee. Yeah, a bit too much sugar, but it'll be all right. It'll be okay. I'm wondering if the camera can go back a bit. I think it can. I think it's not going to get too many droplets on it. Pick out those little bits that have got their way in there. I think we're nearly done anyway. What's that? 40 seconds left. Now let me show you what I mean, why we make it thicken. So look, it turns it into a bit of a kloopiness, gives it an extra thickness instead of just pure runny. It doesn't look all that appetizing, but it's going to work. So now we're going to need to melt a small amount of butter on the McDoofer. Get a bit of my t-shirt from underneath. There you go, that's 5 minutes. I knew it was nearly there anyway. Yep, so let's get this lit up again. Where did I put the spoon? Before I do that, let's actually put a bit more fuel in while it's cold. That way we won't need to mess with it. Oh, let's bring this camera over here now so that can see what's going on down here. Just like so. Try not to knock anything. Right, and this is where it all comes together. So, as I was saying, we're going to strike this, light it up. That's the first time in a long time I've managed to get it in the right way with the sheath. Right. Anyway. Let's just try and hoist that up ever so slightly on that stick. It should make it that tiny bit flatter. On with the pan, which hopefully doesn't smother the flame, because that pan's pretty big. I think I'm going to let that get going properly before I put that on. Let's sort the butter out. We'll get our knob. Knob of butter. It says 2 tablespoons. I'd probably say that's about 2 tablespoons. But I'm not a chef, so I ain't got a sodding clue. That might be 1 tablespoon. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We can always add a bit more if needs be. There we go. You can add more, but you can't take it away. It's getting its little pop diddy pop pop on the go, which is good. Let's move that over there. And while that all does that, we're going to combine our ingredients in this. So we add the egg to the milk, just like so. Give that a little mix in. Fantastic. It's looking lovely jubbly. Just like that. You don't want to go to town on it. It's literally, you want to leave it as closely separate as possible. I know it sounds like wrong, but you do. Now I need to try and get this in there. Yesterday I used a piece of paper which I haven't brought with me. So I'm gonna scoop it out with this, I think. so that we minimise loss. There might be a white powder trail left behind. Don't know what you mean, officer. Right, there's less of it now. So let's see if we can just get it into that corner. Because when it's full, that's the problem, where it goes all over the place. Yeah, we lost a little bit more than expected, but you know what? It doesn't matter. No one cares. Grabber. Right, the pan's hot enough, so that'll melt that butter. It should melt it all. And while that continues to do so, we're going to combine some of these chili flakes, which I didn't use yesterday. So I don't know how it's going to go with the chili flakes, so we're just going to put a couple in, not too many. And then we're going to mix in our wet ingredients, which just looks like a load of curdled off milk, which is nice. And I'm going to try and do it just by shaking it up, to see if we can get it mixed that way. I might have to go in with the bottom of this and then just clean it off. We shall see. Oh, it made a bit of a gurgle. That's not too bad, you know. It's not as thick as it was yesterday, but that might be because I've lost loads of the... Ouch. Why did I pick it up with my hand? Special. Very special. Right, let's put it into something smaller so that we can dribble it in easier. Something with an angle on it. Possibly do need more butter than that. I think I used more yesterday. But in with the butter. And then we go and shake again. Shaker, shaker. Making sure your lid's on. You're not going to town. You want it to mix, but you want it to kind of be like not properly mixed. And apparently that's how you get them nice and thick and fluffy. I think popping it in the fridge for a while helps as well. But we ain't got a fridge. I'm going to mix it and then I'm going to clean this off with a bit of tissue. I don't think we've got all the flour at the bottom, and I think that's why it's a bit thin. Yeah, that's so much thicker. I was just thinking, oh my god, I've got more flipping coffee granules in there, and it's the chili flakes, isn't it? Right, that's all of that, I'm going to say. Pretty mixed up. Even leave some lumps in there. It sounds backwards, but do it. It's going to help form the most amazing pancake. He says. Dribbling pancake mix everywhere. Wrong pocket. You should always carry some bog roll when out and about, because you never know when you're going to need to clean your spatula. Just like that. Look at that. Perfect. Brand new, apart from that bit that's stuck in there. Righty-ho. Let's just pop the lid on that. And we're going to give it a small shake for good measure. Just so it knows who's boss. Rain's coming in now. Most definitely is. It's be trickling. It's be trickling. Right, pop that there. Quick slurp of coffee. And I'm going to move that camera around to that side. Okay. So, I had to just nip off camera, nature called. I didn't need the toilet roll though, I'll have you know. But, oh, you know what? Could have really done with some kitchen roll. Because this toilet roll's ever so slightly scented. And I need to wipe the grease off this. Yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be okay. Got no choice. It's going to have to be. Not seeing many people out today. Get that simmering ready, because we may very well need that at some point. No, wrong way. I always need to put the knife in upside down. I need to remember that. Always put it in upside down. Oh, the rain's coming down now. It's nice though, because the forest sort of moves randomly when you're in the woods and it's raining, because it all patters down, you know. As it comes down, it all makes the leaves move randomly. There's no like particular pattern to it or anything. It's just like completely random. Ooh. It's definitely washed some mud off my top. It does need a wash. It proper needs a wash. Okay, so need a hot pan. Let me see if I can just bring that round, because the breeze is only coming underneath there ever so slightly, but with the Mini, it's just shocking. It really is. Wind's like slightest breeze, and the flames like. Anyway, that needs to come up to being pretty hot. Might try and get some more of the fat off. I know I said it doesn't matter, but it does. Now that it's heated up a bit. Might be easier to soak up. Yeah, it is, definitely. Much easier. It's got rid of loads of it. Sweet. Just as I had planned. Flipping plate's got rain in it from when the flipping tarp slipped a bit. Pulling that out that way did help a lot though. Not sure that's ready. Might be. Give it a test shot. That is a lot more lumpy than expected. But at least we know. At least we know it's more lumpy than expected. We can give it some beans. Hopefully the next one will be a bit better. It's kind of oozing away. Making pancakes in the woods. Who would have thought about it? It's already raining, so it doesn't matter if I sing. Yeah, pancake kind of went that way. Round here it looks like it's doing all right. But over there it doesn't seem to be cooking. Robin's not bothered. Birds just having a good old tweet in the bush. Don't give a shit about the rain, do they? Once you start to get these little, I call them pores, but like the bubbles start to rise through the pancake, that's about the time you want to flip it, he says. And we should have some nice golden brown. Look at that. Look. Just look. I bloody told you. Ye of little faith. I'm going to do 4 of these. Then I'm going to cook some bacon. We're going to slap the bacon on top. Maple syrup. Job's a good one. And then that's going to be it. It's going to be sweet. This side's a bit more tricky because you don't know when it's ready. So you got to like mess with it. There you go, look. That's one. Rainy pancake day. There's not even pancake day, and the kids were like, "Why don't you do it on pancake day?" Because I was like, "I don't care about that stuff. I'll do it when I flipping well want to." Do you know what I mean? And I want to do it today, so I'm doing it today, and no one can stop me. See if lifting that up gets it cooked that bit quicker. Stopping it spread out as much, keeping it a thicker pancake. I might very well need where did I put that? The other grabber out because they get hot really quick. Can you see all the bubbles coming through, look? That's what we're getting. So now, or very, very soon, it's time to flip it. And I'm just going to take that snuffer off there because I've heard somebody shouting their dog. And if I have to put the flame out quickly, I want to be able to do it really fast, as well as get the food out of the way. Right, let's give it a look. Oh, yes! That one's actually a bit better than that one. That one looks a bit pale. It's not had enough sun. Oh, crikey, the flame's coming around there my toes. So, if you go out and you do this and you cook some damn pancakes like these, please drop it in my little community post thing. It'd be great to see what you're all out doing. I hope that I've inspired people to go outdoors and do stuff like this. You know, it's simple food done easy. Bit of preparation is all it takes. I mean, I'm probably the worst person to say that because, you know, I forget everything. Oh, this one's got loads of chili flakes in. Oh, yes. I find keeping it just above it like that actually helps cook it. Having it further down makes it kind of runs away with it. So it probably wasn't the best stove to bring. Probably would have done better with the mini. Probably would have done better with the triangle. Because you see, that's actually got rather hot, that. So put that over there to cool down. And we'll continue with this. And this mix, it does a hell of a lot of pancakes, you know. I've probably used... I can't even see the line, to be honest. But I had about 4 yesterday, and then another 6 were made. So, you know, it goes quite a long way. Oh, we're sticking. Again, a bit brown, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. Right, that one's getting warm now, so we'll move that one out of the way. You only need to lift it up when you're starting the actual pancake. I don't think I brought any oil to cook with. I've got a bit of butter, so I might have to cook the bacon in butter. Could have sworn I brought some, you know. Maybe I just saw it and thought, oh, I'll put that in the bag in a minute. Should we do 5? Should we go all out? What time are we on? I think we can do 5, you know. The trick is not to use too much batter for each one, because it does run away. Try and keep it in the centre as much as possible. Get that heat underneath it. As soon as the outside bit's cooked. I mean, this isn't flat either, so, you know, you're going to have that bit of a problem. Just got to change grabbers again. It's got really, really hot because the flame's licking around the side of it, you see. And with it being aluminium, it's extremely conductive of heat. As soon as you see all them little bubbles popping, and the outside's a little bit cooked, you give it the old flipperoo. This is why I bought a full-size spatula as well, because I knew that if I'd have bought a little poxy one, it just wouldn't have been good. I'm going to do 5. I'm going to do an extra one after this. Got 3 over there. Finish this one. Whack another one in. So I've probably used about half of that mixture. So let's say you can get 10 pancakes out of this. So enough for 2 people. I've bought a whole pack of bacon. I'm not going to use a whole pack of bacon. Some of that's going to be coming home with me. I'll probably use about 3 pieces. 2 or 3 pieces. I mean, if you wanted, you could sit and eat the whole stack with all the bacon. I mean, if I tried, I know that I could. Most definitely. I'll definitely give that a good go. And I'm wondering how the chipotle is going to taste cooked in the batter. It has me intrigued. That one's hot now. I'm going to get another coffee on the go as well. After we've done the bacon. And while the coffee's heating up, we can scoff. Simple as that, really. Chow down. Now I'm not going to try and flip it like you would a normal pancake, because it's just going to end bad, isn't it? Let's face it, it's going to end bad. We're doing all right so far, so there's no point throwing anything in the mix that's going to make it go tits up, is there? Might melt a bit of butter to put in there as well with the maple syrup. I think. The splatters of dirt everywhere from where it's all hitting the ground just outside the tarp. Nearly said tent. It is not a tent, it is a tarp. Now that's hot enough just to melt that butter. We don't want it to cook it. I'm going to dribble that over pancakes, and that should be enough fat to cook the bacon on. Thick cut bacon is what you need. None of this crappy stringy stuff. Thick cut. Smoked as well. Gotta be smoked. Yeah, I'm going for 3. Why not? Why wouldn't you? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the bacon in that tub, close the lid off, just in case any doggos come along. They ain't nicking me bacon then and running off with it, because that's the first thing they'd go for, isn't it? Can't fault them. Cannot fault them. Should have bought some tongs really, shouldn't I? And of course we're going to take all of our rubbish away with us, as we always do. I've got my little trash pile over here. Tissues and so on. I'm not sure what that is, it's not mine, but I'll take it. Got my tea bag, coffee bag. I always say tea bag first. It's not a tea bag, it's a coffee bag. Just drain some of that bacon juice off. It's hindering it from cooking. Robins are just so damn happy, aren't they? Like the happiest bird in the world. Even when it's peeing it down. Wish I'd have bought some pepper now. How do you like your bacon? I'm not really fussy with mine. I'll eat it any old way. As long as it's not raw. I'll not eat it raw. Now I feel like a splash actually just came through the tarp then. I think. Because it hit me on this side. But there's nothing for it to hit. Or there's no way of it getting in. Is what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm saying done. I'm saying done. That doesn't need to be on there. Move them out of the way. I can sit on there so it doesn't kill anything underneath. Straight in with the maple syrup. Plenty of maple syrup. Out, I've just sliced my finger open on a maple syrup lid. Let's try and seal that back off actually. Instead of squeezing it to make it bleed, it's going to bleed anyway. Why is it so tight? So a bit of blood, never mind, eh? I'm going to put a plaster on it in a second. haven't got anything to clean it with really. Oh, I'll sort it out when I get home. Yeah, this bottom bit here on the cap, I just ran my finger across it and it sliced it. It's not bad. It's just cut into it ever so slightly. Let's get a plaster on it. Should have a plaster here somewhere. While I'm faffing around bleeding out, let's get some water on for a coffee. I need to rinse that out because it's covered in filth. Putting it right where I'm sitting is probably wasn't the best idea. We can just whack all that in. Oh, there's always something in there. It's never just plain sailing when you're out with Gaz. There's just always something. I'm going to close that off a bit because it is actually, the wind's affecting it again. Right, let's look for that plaster again. I know I've got some. For such occasions, although I did take the little pair of scissors I had out, so I'm gonna have to like slice it with the spoon. Well, I made a pig's ear of that. Might end up cutting through the bag for the sake of a plaster. Let's see if it just stops. It's not that bad. Look away if you're scared of blood. I think it's going to seal. We'll see what happens. I can't cut the plasters open. And I'm not putting the whole roll on my finger. It's like a minor little cut. And there we go. Maple syrup, chipotle pancakes. I'm going in. It is bleeding again. Bit of blood in there won't hurt no one. Would be nicer hot, but just to be eating is nice. This is my breakfast. The first thing I have eaten, and it's closer to lunchtime anyway. Oh dear. Adapt. It's just going to stop it going everywhere. It's just to stop it bleeding while I'm eating and dribbling all over the place, because that's what I don't want it to do. Oh, the sun's come out. A beam of sunlight. Excellent. I like it. Let's get the other coffee bag on the go. Everything's splattered. I really should have put the sides down more. Everything's got like splattered with mud. Right, well, I need a picture of this. Right, got me a little picture. Hopefully that's still in shot. Water is ready. Sorry if you can see my arse. Deal with it. Coffee bags over here. We just bashed all that water that was left in there. That can go on there to cool down. That can go on there to put that out. That can get out of my way. And now that's all that's left to do is stretch this leg out because this seat bothers me. It does. It really, really bothers me. And so does that camera angle. What is going on? Oh, and it looks like the dongle's on its way out as well. Again. Oh man. Should have really packed them scissors. I should have put them back in my bag, knowing I was coming back out. Can't really notice the chipotle in there. But you know, don't matter, does it? Mission accomplished. Even if it is bleeding through. Silly bugger. Literally a maple syrup container. I'm a liability. I'm in the woods with a goddamn knife, right? And fire. And I injure myself on a flipping maple syrup container. I'll clean it up when I get home. Right now it's not a problem. It's bleeding through, but I suppose I could move the thing up a little bit to put the pressure on where the cut is. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm going to finish making my coffee. I'm going to scoff this. And I'm going to head out. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this one. I did. Thoroughly. Gonna scoff that. Finish making this brew. Oh, with me dirty, mud spattered, shy on the water here. I probably shouldn't have drank that water then, should I? I can feel it coming through. As it's hitting there, it's forcing it through. It's lost its waterproofness, hasn't it? It's getting saturated, and as it's coming down with force, it's whacking itself through, isn't it? Because that's not the first time I felt it today either. Haven't noticed it before. Just get all the sugar in there, be all right. I don't have to carry it back with me. Well, I do, but I'll carry it in my belly. I think what we'll do is we'll go extra milky. Get that used up. The other week, I've left one of these in my bag with some milk in it. Totally forgot about it. Oh my life, you should have. It was, it was grim. I tried to clean it out, but it was past it. I was like, nah, I don't think that smell's ever going to go. Right, I'm going to scoff, drink this cough, and then I get off. So, remember, we're all like farts. We're better out than in. Take it easy, guys.